Well, for more on this story, I'm joined by our chief foreign editor, Rob Parsons. Hello to you, Rob. As we saw in that report, a dramatic shift in relations recently. Still an amazing turnaround for Assad to be welcomed back.
But it is, if you bear in mind where Assad has been over the last decade plus, since the start of the civil war in Syria, and the international condemnation that has occurred of his policies, with close on 500,000 people killed, civilians killed in the conflict in Syria, and the torture and the abuses and things that have gone on there, the use of chemical weapons against his own people. He's not apologized for any of those things, and yet here he is in Jeddah for the Arab League summit, welcome back into the fold. For him, no question at all about this. This is a big triumph because he hasn't really had to sacrifice very much to get there. What will he be wanting to get out of it? Well, no question that he will want finances if he can get it. But just being there is in itself a major achievement for him. It makes it so much easier for him to start building relationships in the Arab world. And already the Saudis have said they're going to open an embassy in Syria. The Syrians are going to do the same in Saudi Arabia. I'm sure that once that has happened, that others will follow suit pretty quickly. So he's being welcomed in from into the fold. Will it immediately lead to big financial gains for him? Probably not, I should think. He will have to do an awful lot really to make things happen. The United States is already putting a bill through Congress which will make sanctions even tougher on Syria. They will certainly, I'm sure, in Washington, sanction any of the Arab countries that start doing business as normal with Syria. And from the point of view of the Arab countries, well, why are they doing it? I suppose partly because they're tired. Assad doesn't seem to be going anywhere. He looks like, by and large, he's won the conflict. They want to deal with the refugee problem. They want to deal with the problem. There's this Captagon drug that is being manufactured in Syria and exported through the Arab world, particularly to the Gulf states. They just want to get things moving again. But, it's difficult to see how things are going to change very quickly, just by Assad turning up at the Arab League. But for him, no question about it, diplomatically, it's a major triumph.
Yeah, and real quickly, another visit also in the spotlight there. Ukraine's president trying to build relations in the Arab world.
Yeah, I think this is important for Volodymyr Zelensky. Ukraine is building up for what he will hope will be a major counter-offensive against the Russians, which will recapture much of the land that he hopes that Ukraine has lost to the Russians since the start of the war in Ukraine, going back to 2014, including Crimea there. Ukraine has been very successful in getting the Western world and Japan and a few other countries on board. But what Ukraine has not been so successful about is been getting developing countries and others, including in the Middle East, to support Ukraine, particularly at the United Nations. Many have been neutral but not come on board. Interesting too, these going from Jeddah apparently to Hiroshima for the G7. I imagine with some of the same aims in mind. Yes, he will want to talk to the leaders of the G7 on issues like F-16 fighter jets for Ukraine, but he'll also be wanting to talk to the leaders of India, Indonesia and Brazil, who are also there in Hiroshima, to try and get them on board as well. Up until now, they've been pretty much neutral.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Rob Parsons, France 24's chief foreign editor.